Girl to girl, here are some grown woman lessons you should learn as you transition from girlhood to womanhood. These are things that you should especially learn when you start living your teenage years and you step into your 20s and right before you step into your 30s. But sadly, the moment a girl stops being a teenager and she steps into her early 20s, she begins to think that she's fully a grown woman, and they start doing things that a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old would do. But that is the point that you're expected to start acting your age instead of your shoe size. While I believe that your 20s are for trials and errors, I do believe that there are some avoidable mistakes. That is the point that you should actually learn from other people's experience. Because if you don't learn from people's experience, your own experience will teach you. And while I also believe that people should experience life through their own eyes and people should be allowed to make their own mistakes, I also believe that there are some avoidable mistakes. So I'll be sharing with you, my girls, tips or life lessons that you should learn while you transition from girlhood to womanhood. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. But first, if today's your first time seeing my pretty face or coming across any of my videos, my name is Veronica Olunde. Click the subscribe button to be part of my channel and most importantly, be part of my growth. So the number one lesson that I want you to take home from this video as you transition from girlhood to womanhood is no is a complete answer. You don't need to elaborate on it. No further explanation needed. Once your answer is no, it is no. And the person you're telling no should understand that no is a complete answer. And you yourself should understand that as well. You don't need to give anybody any excuses or any explanation. If your mind does not feel like doing a certain thing, turn it down. Also, I need you to get super comfortable with disappointing people. A lot of people would say yes to a particular thing when they are not comfortable with it simply because they are afraid to tell that person no. People pleasing does not make you a kind person. Instead, it makes people know that you are such a dumb person without boundaries. You don't have respect for yourself, you don't have boundaries. And funnily, people can tell when someone is a people pleaser, and that is why they will continue to leverage on it. If you are not comfortable doing a particular thing, please turn it down, say no, and give no further explanation. I'm telling you this because this is something that I do. You cannot push me, no matter how close we are, you cannot push me to do things that I do not want to do. If my answer is no, there is nothing you can say that will change it into a yes. You cannot guilt trip me. And I need a lot of girls to have this belief in their heart, to have it in their mind. Once you are not comfortable doing a particular thing, please do not try to go out of your way. Do not try to displease yourself in order to please other people. That is disservice to yourself. It shows that, again, you don't have respect for yourself. It shows that you're going to always put other people before you. This does not negate the fact that you should show up for people that are important in your life. People who show up for you, you should equally show up for them. Make room or create time for people that are important and for important commitments as well. Now, the second lesson I want you to learn as you transition from girlhood to womanhood is learn to advocate for yourself. Be so confident to be able to demand what you deserve, especially in a work environment and also in a romantic relationship. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. Speak up for yourself, especially in places where you have put in the work. Don't let other people take credit for the work that you've done, especially in the corporate world. As a woman, do not let these men step on you. Okay, I know speaking up for ourselves can be a bit difficult, especially as African girls who grew up in African homes where we are trained with so much respect that it actually kills our curiosity. If you grew up in an African home like I did, you would know that as an African girl, we were trained with so much respect that we cannot even ask questions. There is this saying in my tribe that says, Agbalagba o king paro. That means an adult does not lie. But in all honesty, that saying is not completely true because a lot of us grew up watching adults lie, but we couldn't speak up because we were told that adults do not lie. So, as an African girl who grew up in an African home, I know it can be a bit challenging to be able to advocate or to speak up for yourself because we're trained with so much respect. We have so much respect in us that even when a person is doing us wrong, we cannot speak up, we cannot challenge an adult or even people within our age grade. Now, having realized this, this is the point where learning and unlearning comes to play. This is the point where you should unlearn that timidity and embody courage and confidence in order to be able to advocate for yourself. Because 9 out of 10, the people giving you less than what you deserve, the people giving you these breadcrumbs, they know what you deserve and they are waiting for you to be able to come to the realization that you deserve more and to be able to demand for it. So always learn to speak up for yourself because when you do, you have nothing to lose but a lot to gain. Now, the third lesson you should learn while you transition from girlhood to womanhood is do not get pregnant. I feel like this life lesson, this very one, isn't spoken about well enough. See, no matter how smooth your relationship is going with that man, no matter how loving, how kind, how generous he is to you, do not get pregnant. Do not just decide that you want to carry a man's baby. If he has not asked you to marry him, if the both of you have not come to the unanimous agreement that you want to start a family, get married, start a family together, don't get pregnant. Don't get pregnant. No matter how good you think he's going to be as a father, even if he throws it to you that is going to get you pregnant, do not take it as a compliment. Take it very seriously. Put yourself first. You see that thing that has to do with a man and a woman, that thing that we call a relationship, that has to do with a man and a woman. As a woman, be selfish with yourself. Be selfish with your body. Because these men, they know what they are doing. 9 out of 10, I'm sorry, 10 out of 10, a man will always choose himself. Do you even know what pregnancy does to you? Do you even know how pregnancy can affect you, can affect your health, can affect your body as a woman? And you are taking it lightly. And you just want to get pregnant by any man simply because in the relationship he appears to be kind to you, he appears to be generous to you. You just wake up one morning and you decide that you want to carry belly for man. Oh my goodness. You don't know the amount of disservice that you will be doing to yourself if you by chance get pregnant for a scumbag. Pregnancy isn't cheap and babies aren't cheap either. Except you know that without the man in the picture, you can survive and your baby as well can survive, then by all means do your thing. If it is your decision to become a single mother, whether or not the man decides to be in the picture, if you are capable enough to take care of yourself and to take care of a child together, then by all means, my darling, do your thing. But if you know that when the man is out of the picture, you cannot do this on your own, don't try it. Don't get pregnant. The society is brutal enough to women. Now imagine how brutal they are to single mothers, to baby mamas out there. Oh my god. That's a rabbit hole you do not want to go into alone. Now, the fourth lesson I want you to keep at the back of your mind as you transition from girlhood to womanhood is enjoy your solitude. In your singlehood, I mean, when you're not in a relationship, that is the best time for you to enjoy your own company. That is the best time for you to get to know yourself, for you to know what ticks you, what makes you happy, develop new hobbies. You do not always have to constantly be in a relationship. Bah. Decenter men if possible. As an African girl or as a girl in general, I would encourage you to try to live alone, even if it's at least for a year. Try to live alone before you get married. Now, in that your solitude, you get to understand yourself. You get to develop your own values. You get to understand your purpose or what you desire for yourself, regardless of what family desires for you, or what the society or what your family is imposing on you. I know the society expects us as women to desire marriage, to desire to be mothers, and while that is good, there are a lot of women out there who do not even want to get married, or who want to get married and not have children, or who want to have children and not be in a marriage, right? So it is your solitude that you tend to realize what you want for yourself, aside what the society wants for you. While you are alone, while you are getting to know yourself, while you are enjoying your own company, you get to realize that if marriage is for you or not. You get to realize if you want to be a mother or not. You get to realize the reason why you desire marriage and the reason why you do not desire marriage. See, whatever you desire is good, but it is in that solitude that you tend to realize what your desires are, whether it's in line with what the society desires for you or not. It is when you are alone, away from the noise of the society, in your solitude, that you get to realize what you want for your life. So at the end of the day, solitude isn't a bad thing after all. So once in a while, try to enjoy your own company. Try to enjoy being alone. You just might not know. Something might just tick and you might just find your purpose. Now, another lesson I need you to hold there while you transition from girlhood to womanhood is pick your battles. Because honestly, not everyone and not everything deserves a reaction from you. Don't inherit other people's enemies. Don't. Just because a person has been mean to someone that you know does not mean you should start acting that way towards them. Like I would always say, experience people for your own. Judge people based off of your own experience, not based off of what person A or person B has told you about them. And as we come to the end of today's video, I want you to hold this final lesson that I'll be telling you dear to your heart, which is be yourself, do you, and do what works best for you. Yes, I may come here, and other creators may come here as well to give you life lessons, to give you tips on how to navigate life. I just want you to realize that life has no manual. What works best for me may not work for you. And that is why it is important that you enjoy your solitude and you are comfortable with being yourself and doing what works best for you. Do not try to copy another person's lifestyle. It may be working for them, thank God, and when you copy it, it may not work for you. So it is important again that you be yourself, do you, and do what works best for you. Because at the end of the day, it is your life, not theirs. So with that being said, we have come to the end of today's video. Leave a comment in the comment section if you found today's video helpful. Like and share to any other one that you feel may benefit from today's video. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye.